So tonight we will continue with the story of Khun Yai. So to me, Khun Yai is one of the very special women that I ever known in my life. A woman without any formal education, cannot read, cannot write, but can answer every single question that being asked. Okay? The lady who have no support from any organization, no money, no big supporter, but she can build the largest temple in Thailand. I like to say on the planet, but I was thinking that maybe not. But again, one time BBC claimed that Dhammakaya Temple is the world's largest temple, according to Theravada school. Okay, the world's largest temple, but I'm not sure with that, that claim. But anyway, it's the biggest temple in Thailand for sure. It was built because of her. Okay, this lady. Okay, the lady without any education, not able to read, not able to write whatsoever. Okay, so her story is amazing. Okay, every time I read, every time I learn, every time I hear her story, it's always motivate me. She never give up in anything in life. So today we're gonna learn the story about her life, and we stop by here and there during her journey to see if anything that can benefit you, and to see that something that can motivate you to not being lazy to meditate, to motivate you to meditate more, okay, and want to know more about Dhammakaya meditation. Her name is Khun Yai Chandra Khonnokyoong, the Master Nun Chandra Khonnokyoong, or we call her Khun Yai Chan. Chandra means the moon, the moon. Yesterday we hear the name of monastic name of Luang Pu Sodh, Chanthasaro. Chanthasaro also refer to the moon as well. This is, I don't know, coincidence or it meant to be. And Khonnokyoong literally means the feather of the peacock. The peacock. So the background of her picture. So Khun Yai Chan Khonnokyoong is her first name and her last name, and she was born in Nakhon Pathom province, Ampere Nakhon Chai Si. Okay, I don't know if anybody have been to that area. Nakhon Pathom area, in Nakhon Chai Si, and in January 1909. And her father named Ploy, her mother named Pan, Pop Ploy and Me Pan. Okay, and they have 9 brothers and sisters. She was the 5th born daughter of the family, so kind of big family. Okay, and it's a medium family. Okay, not too rich, not too poor. They own about 35 rice of rice field. So her family business is to grow rice, and that's how they make a living. Father, mother, herself. Okay, her dad happened to be from relatively poor family, comparing to mom's side. Dad's come from the poor family, and they have lived together for many years with 9 children. Again, Khun Yai is the 5th daughter in the family, but she happened to be the person that family can count on. Okay, it's a special woman. She would get up 3 o'clock in the morning, go to the field, make sure everything is in place, make sure everything is okay. Her mind always out to take care of the family business. Come back for lunch, and afternoon go back again. Okay, like day and week go by like that. And back then there was no state education. The lady usually stay home and work for the family. Nothing much they can do. There was no law that requires everyone to go to school. But nowadays in Thailand, we are all the students are, I think they are eligible to go up to the grade 12 for free education, which is good. But back then, no, it's impossible for you to go to school. So most of girl and boy in the village end up working in the field. Some of them go to school, learn with the monk, go to the temple, learn from the monk, just like Luang Pu story yesterday. So this is what most people do in Nakhon Chai Si. That area is good for growing rice and selling rice. Same thing with her family. Khun Yai Chan also has to work on the rice field. Okay? She has her buffalo, she has cat, she has dog. You think of life in the rural area, and that's where she's from, her background. Okay, and the father happened to have some kind of drinking habit. He usually drink a half of the bottle every day. Yeah. You think of men in the rural country, rural area. People get together in the evening, at the end of the day, after a long hour working in the field, just relax, have a drink and go back home. Okay? It's not a formal party or anything. It's just casual gathering with friends. Have some drink and go home. Okay? And that's every day. It's become a habit. It's happened every single day. But one occasion, okay, when Dad came home, okay, he got drunk. Maybe he drank a little bit too much. He got drunk. He came home, and he was making a loud noise, wake everyone up. So eventually, Mom and Dad got to the argument, got to the fighting, verbally fighting, not physically. They got to the arguments. Okay, and for the kids, this seemed to be normal. They may say something and then they separate, go back to bed. Okay, but that night was special. They got to a big argument. We start from nothing, just from a man getting drunk and making a loud noise, and Mom came out and start talking. Every single time when they got to the argument, Khun Yai's mother usually say one sentence that in most cases it would stop father from saying a word. And that is this sentence. She always said, "The sparrow is crouching in another bird's nest." That's what she said to the father. And father usually quiet and separate. Okay? But that night, this sentence, it didn't work. It did not work. Father get angrier, he get mad, okay? It's getting more intense, and he start yelling to Mom and to all the kids. And he said, "Do you see?" He talked to the children. "Do you see that your mom is insulting me? She insulting me." He keeps saying that. Everyone was quiet, and all of a sudden, Khun Yai stood up. Chantra stood up, and she said, "Dad, Mom did not mean what she said to you. She did not mean what she said to you." Okay, hoping that sentence would bring consciousness back to the dad. But oppositely, he getting angrier and angrier. Yeah. He said, "Don't you hear what she said to me? She is insulting me. If you didn't hear that word, that she is insulting me, I curse you to born deaf for 500 lifetimes. If anyone here did not hear what she said, I wish you to born deaf, cannot hear, for 500 lifetimes." Parents supposed to be a good role model for their children, and parents not supposed to curse their children the bad word. But because of drinking too much, he got drunk. He didn't know what he said. But for the kids, for the children, when parents say something, we take it seriously. Father's, mother's word is very sacred. It's very meaningful. What you said usually comes true, and that's what people believe back then, and that's what I also believe nowadays. If my mom says something, my dad says something, it's meant to be. It's gonna come true. That's kind of blessing. So Khun Yai was scared. She didn't like it. She didn't like the way her father said something like that to her, and she was afraid to say anything else. So she blamed herself that because of me, that make my dad getting angrier and angrier to my mom. So this all my fault. And everything stopped. Okay, the day goes by. and she would keep this feeling in her mind that one day she would find the right time and right moment to ask for forgiveness. So I don't know if you have this kind of tradition in your country, in the US, in Portugal, but this is Thai culture. Parents is like our arahant, arahant, someone that we should pay respect, highly respect, arahant in the house. So parent is like here. So no matter what, you need to take good care of your parent. You need to listen and obey your parent. That's how we give respect, to our parents. This is the culture thing. Khun Yai as well. She believed that father-mother work is very sacred. So she didn't want to be born deaf for 500 lifetimes. And 2 years later, her father was not feeling well. He was getting weaker and weaker, and eventually he died. Khun Yai always go out early in the morning, come back in the evening. Her heart is always working. Okay, she's a hardworking woman. Before her father died, okay, she didn't have a chance to ask for forgiveness or say apologize, nothing whatsoever. Okay, but just add on a little bit detail. Khun Yai is a special kind of woman. When she was young, her way of looking at life and people around her is so different. You think of 12, 14 years old, during that age. The girl in the village usually dress up nicely with the fine, costume and perfume and jewelry, whatever they have. This is not Khun Yai. She has no interest of doing those kind of things. And she also have no interest in any man in the village that come and talk to her whatsoever. She has no interest. Zero. Her world is to work, and whatever she has, she offer and give to her mom. Okay, money or anything that valuable, she should give to her mother. Okay, not for herself. So that day when her father died, she also working in the field. Okay, she didn't know what's going on. Okay, just go out and work, go out and work. She came back home in the evening and she noticed that everyone was crying. So something must be wrong. Everyone was crying, and she found out that her dad died. And everyone in the family has a chance to apologize before he died, except herself. She was very upset. She didn't know what to do, okay, because she did not have a chance to ask for forgiveness. So when you hurt someone, when you say something bad to someone, when you did something that hurt people's feelings, if you have a chance to say sorry, please do so. Don't just keep it. Just let it go, let it out. Just say sorry. Lessen your ego. Pick up the phone. I'm sorry. That's it. You may have no chance to say it tomorrow as you wish. So I learned a lot from her story that related to my life. So whatever you want to do, if it's a good thing, okay, that make people happy, that make yourself happy, if you have a chance, just do it. Don't delay. Okay? Don't keep the conflict or suffering in your mind or in your friend's mind. Just say something. Okay? So Khun Yai did not have that chance. And that keep bothering her throughout her teenage life. Whatever she do, she always think of that incident that she did not have a chance to say, Dad, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Now there is no chance. So that keep in her mind, for a long, long time, until she reached the age of 18. Okay, the age of 18, she hear the news of the great abbot of Wat Pak Nam, that he discovered Dhammakaya and he teach Dhammakaya meditation. And she also hear that people who attain Dhammakaya and study Dhammakaya meditation usually are able to visit heaven and hell realms and do something, that beyond imagination, something super special. Once she heard that news, she want to leave home that night and go to see Luang Pu. That's her intention. I want to go today. I want to know where my dad is. I want to help him. I want to say, I'm sorry, Dad, I didn't mean that. but it's not easy. It's not easy. So life needs to have a plan. So she cannot just live on that day. She wait another 8 years to make sure that her mom is okay. So she worked, she take care of her mom, and finally, she think that, Mom, I really have to go. I really have to go. So she decided to leave home in 1935, to leave home to stay in one of her relatives in Bangkok. Happened to be her aunt, to stay in Bangkok. Deep down in her mind, she wanted to find a way to go to Wat Pak Nam and learn Dhammakaya meditation directly from Luang Pu right away, as soon as possible. But again, to go to Wat Pak Nam is not easy. Okay? She has no direct connection to take her to Wat Pak Nam. So she would find her way, the best way for her to be able to learn meditation, Dhammakaya meditation, from the great abbot. And eventually, she get to know the lady's name, Madame Liep. Okay, Madame Liep happened to be a wealthy and influential person. Okay, she is one of the main supporters of Wat Pak Nam for more than 20 years, taking care of monks and novices, provide food, construction, you name it. Okay, she and her family is the main supporter of Wat Pak Nam. So Khun Yai believed that if I can go through this direction, one day I may be able to get to Wat Pak Nam. So she applied for the job, okay, as a housemaid, okay, a maid servant. So she worked for Khun Nai Liep. What happened to Khun Yai is because of her diligence, her sincerity, and her uniqueness of love, what we call the cleanliness. Khun Yai loved cleanliness. Wherever she goes, she will make sure that everything that she uses is clean. So her performance is outstanding. Okay, so she quickly gained trust from Khun Nai Liep, from her boss. Khun Nai Liep feel confident to have Khun Yai around. Whatever task she gives to Khun Yai, she can finish it for sure. Not just finish, but she will have no worry about it. Okay, whatever task she give it to Khun Yai. And in the text said, Khun Nai Liep trust Khun Yai Chan more than her own, her family member. Okay, so in her house, there is a room that kept cash and jewelry and all valuable items. There are 2 keys. One key is for Khun Nai Liep and one key for Khun Yai Chan. Only 2 keys. Only 2 persons can access to that room. You think of how trust that she gained from the boss. Okay, so if you want to work for someone, how can you gain trust from your boss? Quickly, And there is a saying that I read from somewhere. It said, think of every day in your working life as the day that you still on probation. You work hard. The first day you show up at work in the office, on that day, that attitude, can you keep that every single day when you go to work? You just want to pass probation and then your energy is kind of low, right? But that's not Khun Yai. That's not what Khun Yai. Okay? And this Luang Pi also apply this kind of attitude when I start working for someone. Okay? So we need to work hard. We need to do our best. That's how she can trust from her boss. Later on, in her house, okay, usually have someone come and teach Dhammakaya meditation. And back then, only a few teachers, advanced meditation teachers, are allowed to go out and teach meditation. One of the meditation researchers, her name is Master Nun Khun Yai. She is the first teacher of Khun Yai Chan, who teach Dhammakaya meditation to her. In order to learn Dhamma from Khun Yai Thongsu, again, it's not easy. Okay? Think of yourself, you are a housemaid, you're housekeeper. You cannot just go to the room and meditate with your boss when the teacher comes. So Khun Yai have to think, how can I sit in that room and learn meditation from Khun Yai Thongsu? See, a lot of things that she need to plan and work it out. So she take good care of Khun Yai Thongsu. Do laundry, ironing, prepare the bed, fix the prepare food, everything. So again, she got attention from Khun Yai Thong Suk. And one day, Khun Yai Thong Suk asked Khun Yai, "Do you want to learn meditation?" And that day, Khun Yai was so happy. She right away answered to Khun Yai Thong Suk, "You know what? There is nothing more in this world that I would wish for except meditation. Just one thing I want to do, meditation." She was so happy. And Khun Yai Thong Suk asked permission from the ladies, the owner of the house, and then she allowed Khun Yai to sit in the back and meditate in the same session. After Khun Yai know how to meditate, she would find time to meditate, to practice whenever she has time, okay? But she want to make sure, the house is clean, everything is good, then she meditate, okay? Not just go meditate. It has been many weeks without making any progress because Khun Yai was too serious about her meditation, okay? She said every time she closed her eye, always thoughts coming to her mind every single time, especially thinking of her mother back home, worry about brothers and people back home. And she came to Khun Yai Thong Suk. She said, "Teacher, what should I do? I always have a lot of thinking every time I close my mind." So for those of you who have a lot of thinking, okay, this is her advice. Thought is the greatest hindrance to meditation. Please be acknowledged, okay? This is common nature of human mind. It's always there. It's always there. You need to understand the nature of your own mind. So every time you close your eye and there are a lot of thinking, that's normal. You are perfectly normal human being. So don't get frustrated. So Khun Yai Thong Suk says, don't worry if you are not an overnight success. Okay? Don't use force on your mind and don't squeeze your eyes shut. Don't be afraid of seeing nothing. And if you do see something at the center of your body, don't get too excited about it. All the new full image will disappear again. Simple advice. But again, it's not easy to do, right? Simple doesn't mean easy. So I brought it up because I believe we encounter the same problem that Khun Yai had. It took Khun Yai, can you guess, how long when she first heard the word Dhammakaya until she attained Dhammakaya? How long would it take? 1 month? 3 months? 1 year? 3 years? 5 years? How long? It took her 2 years. For us, we just start to learn how to meditate. Don't pressure yourself. Luang Pu also have gone through the hard time. And tomorrow we'll learn about Luangพ่อ Thanajayo. He also gone through the hard time. He said it took me a long time as well before I can attain the first inner sphere in my center. But you have to do it right. So Khun Yai Thong Suk also give her advice because she know that Khun Yai is very serious student. She want to attain Dhammakaya now, today, no delay. I have job to do. So Khun Yai Thong Suk used this example. I really like it because it's too simple. Okay, because Khun Yai have been meditating with her every time Khun Yai Thong Suk came to the house, and she attained nothing. She feel very discouraged. She didn't know what to do. She feel like if there is a Dhamma, why I don't see it? Why I don't see it? What did I do wrong? And Khun Yai Thong Suk said, you know what? You cannot force the mind. You need to manage your mind very gently. So she gave the example of if you were to catch the chicken with the chicken coop, you cannot just rush to catch the chicken. Chicken will fly away. You can't. You need to call the chicken, gently. You need to be friendly with the chicken. Make sure that chicken not get nervous, and then eventually you can catch the chicken. Same thing with your mind. You shouldn't rushing your mind. Close your eyes, sit cross-legged, and force your mind to stay still by pressing your eye, by using the mantra, by using the object. It will not work. All she get was headache and dizziness, and it's difficult to fix. Okay, that's why the tutor monk give you some warning and give you some suggestion of how to prepare yourself. Start with the sabainess, relax, take a walk, and take a deep breath, and that's very important foundation. You should cultivate that until it becomes your habit. There is no rush in meditation. It took her almost 2 years to slow down the thinking process until the mind becomes stay still. And when she attained the Dhamma, she feel like, no, this is nothing like in my whole life. I never experienced something like this. This is called a new kind of happiness. I never experienced before. If someone want to offer me the weight of gold, to give away this Dhamma that I have known today, there is no other refuge for me excepting the Dhamma that I attain. She would not trade for that. Extremely peaceful, extremely bliss when you get into that level. That's what Khun Yai experienced. Anyhow, eventually Khun Yai also guide her more instruction. She attended the Dhammakaya and she was able to visit her father. Again, don't just believe, that's what the story told. She was able to visit her father and help her father and ask for forgiveness. And then they plan to go to Wat Pak Nam. She come closer to her dream to learn directly from the airport. Now she met the student of Luang Pu, and now it's time for her to meet the real master. So they were planning, okay? And then she asked permission from Khun Yai, her boss, that, can I go meditate at Wat Pak Nam for 1 month? But deep down in her mind, she don't want to come back. This is one-way ticket. And later on, she ordained as a nun, and she did not come back. Khun Yai Liep was very upset because she loved Khun Yai Chan so much. How many times in your life that you find someone that you can really trust, that you can really, count on it? Not many, not often. And that's what happened to Khun Yai Liep. They went to Wat Pak Nam together, and that was a typical Thursday afternoon. Luang Pu was giving the sermon, Luang Pu was talking to the lay people, and Khun Yai also brought Khun Yai Chan and paid respect to Luang Pu for the first time. In that brief moment when Luang Pu saw Khun Yai Chan, this is what he said. What kept you so long? Imagine yourself, you never met the person before, and first time you met, he asked you, what kept you so long? What did he imply? This question implied that I have been waiting for you. Why you just show up today? So that means Luang Pu have been waiting for Khun Yai for a long, long time. So right away, he sent Khun Yai to join the most advanced meditator group and go directly to the meditation workshop. There was no exam for Khun Yai. Usually, no one can just enter to the meditation workshop without passing the exam. And her experience that she shared in her book, that when she entered the meditation workshop or get to know this group of people, it's just like landing in a different country. People talk in different languages. They use technical terms that no human being would understand. She has no idea what they talk about. But she knows that, she also have no idea why Luang Pu sent her there. Okay? But she knows that she will not regret the master. She will be a serious student and she will do her best to be success in meditation. And that's her commitment to Luang Pu. Okay? But the thing is, life at Wat Pak Nam is not easy. Okay? People treat her poorly. Khun Yai was treated very poorly. Imagine yourself, you nobody, you come from up country, you have no education, and all of a sudden you pass every level, go to the advanced. How would people look at you? Jealousy has to be there, So people don't treat her very well. They gave her, the broken bed. They gave her the mosquito net with a lot of holes that cannot protect her from the mosquito. They gave her food, okay, and they slide her the plate to her when she received the food. Imagine yourself on her shoes. How would you react to that kind of treatment? And yet, she looks so thin. People think that she has some sort of tuberculosis. And people don't want to sit right next to her. People keep distance. How would you react in that kind of situation? Have you ever into this kind of situation in your life where people treat you badly? But Khun Yai, in her mind, she feel nothing. She pay no attention. And that's how I like about Khun Yai. She pay no attention. She can teach herself out of every problem in her life. She said, the only reason I had left home was to study the knowledge of Dhammakaya. That's it. Whatever it takes, it doesn't matter. If there is a hole in the net, I just patch it, I just fix it, I just clean it and use it. If the bed is broken, I just fix it, I just clean it. It doesn't matter who give it to me, it doesn't matter what brand, what kind of wood. It doesn't matter. The bed is for us to go to bed to rest. The net is for us to protect the mosquito. That's it. The food is for me to gain energy, then I can go meditate. As a matter of fact, the food that I receive is not belong to her, the person who give to me. It belongs to Luang Pu, the airport of Wat Pak Nam. So I eat the food from Luang Pu. I gain energy, I go meditate for Luang Pu. That's all I care. The lady without worldly education can teach herself out of difficulty time in life. All the time. Okay? So Khun Yai pay no attention. And that's why she make progress in her meditation quickly, because she's so committed and she's so strictly in her schedule and follow whatever Luang Pu said. And Luang Pu usually challenge her. He asked her several questions to test her progress in meditation. He said, Chan, this morning when I came up of the chapel, I saw 2 pigeons on the top of the roof of the chapel. And one pigeon turned back, looked backward, and then turned back, and both of them fly off. I want to know, why did they do that? What did they talk to each other? That's the question from Luang Pu to Khun Yai. Can you answer? You see the bird today? You know what they talk about? They may be talking, oh, Luang Pi, Alex was meditating. He looked happy. Anumotana. But that's what the question asked Khun Yai. So she went, meditate. The next day morning, she came back with the answer. Do you want to know the answer? And the answer, she said, Luang Pu, here is my answer. Those 2 pigeons happen to be husband and wife. They fly and they stop on top of the roof of the chapel, and the wife looked back. She wants to remember where they're from. And they were talking where they are going. So after she looked back, she said, okay, now I'm ready to go. That's my word. But they agree that I'm going to this direction. Then they fly off. So she was able to understand the language of the bird. That's why she can answer. And Luang Pu said, that's what it ought to be. He usually don't say a word. He usually don't say much. And he rarely give compliment. When you give correct answer, and that's what he said. That's what it ought to be. And then he moved on. Later on, he asked her another question. You know, Chan, this morning I saw a man with 1 leg. Does his inner body have 1 leg or 2 legs? Can you give me an answer? That kind of question that people ask in Wat Pak Nam, which ordinary people like us, we have no idea. We don't know where to find the answer. But Khun Yai can answer every single question that Luang Pu asks. And in the meditation workshop, usually Luang Pu would save Khun Yai to be the last person who give the answer. He would ask everyone first and save Khun Yai for the last to reconfirm the answer is correct or not. That's the final answer. So Luang Pu established the meditation workshop. In this workshop, as you can see, the monks sit on one side and Luang Pu sit on the monk side, and there is a partition where monk and nun cannot see each other. On the other side is nun and some lay women who are advanced in meditation. Remember, only those who attend Dhammakaya can go to this workshop. This is not the place where everyone can go. So nun on this side, monk on this side, and Luang Pu sit here. Luang Pu can see both sides, and he gives the teaching, he gives the instruction. And they would meditate in shift, 4 shifts a day, and each shift lasts 6 hours, 24/7, day and night. So this is the advanced meditation researcher founded by Luang Pu Wat Pak Nam. Khun Yai was here 2 years. So I believe she have learned a lot from Luang Pu. And everything that Luang Pu teach her, she passed on to Luangพ่ Thanajayo. the abbot of Wat Pak Dhammakaya. And every time Luang Pu met Khun Yai, he usually asked Khun Yai, do you still maintain your mind at the center of your body? And that's how she teaches herself. Even though Luang Pu not around, she always think that she may meet Luang Pu on her way back. So that is why she always keep her mind at the center of the body. So you may use this technique to ask your friend or ask yourself, where is your mind now? Where is your mind when you eat? Where is your mind when you take shower? Where is your mind when you do your work? And that helps you to bring your mind back to the center of your body. Among those great meditators, those advanced meditators, and one day Luang Pu gave her the compliment in front of everybody. And he said it one time in his life, no more. He said, my daughter Chandra is number one. She is second to none. That's what Luang Pu said. One time only. Among those advanced meditators, most people would go out when there is a break. Some vacation, they take off. In this day, maybe like checking email, Facebook, or make a phone call. But back then, there was no such thing. So people go out to Bangkok, go buy something, go to the market. But Khun Yai, she didn't go anywhere. She stayed in Wat Pak Nam. And one day, her friend invited her to go buy something in Bangkok, and she wanted to go. And she go ask permission from Luang Pu, can I go? And he said, you don't have to go. Whatever you want, you just meditate. So she cannot go because Luang Pu did not allow. So she meditated. And surprisingly, next day morning, the thing that she wanted to buy, someone bring to her to the temple. And on another occasion, she wants to try durian. She wants to go out and buy durian. And Luang Pu know what she thinks. He said, if you want to eat durian, you just meditate with durian at the center of your body. And Khun Yai did that. Again, next day morning, durian come. Durian come. This is not first time experience. She have gone to this kind of experience often. She come to the conclusion to herself that the center of the body must be the origin of all success in life. If you don't remember anything, remember this sentence. Center of the body is the place where the successful waiting for you. So meditation, still your mind, do things from the center of the body. That's how you attract success in your life. So anybody want to try durian tomorrow? We'll see. In 1959, Luang Pu passed away. Luang Pu passed away, which he gave 5 years in advance that I'm going to die in the next 5 years, okay, and he died. And he gave an order to Khun Yai, don't leave Wat Pak Nam, don't leave the temple. Successor will come and find you. Don't go anywhere. He said, Chandra, don't be in a hurry to die. Don't give up the teaching life for the seclusion of the forest. Why did he say that? Because some of his followers, some of the advanced meditators, when Luang Pu died, they have a plan to leave Wat Pak Nam and go find quiet place to meditate in the forest. But Luang Pu doesn't want to. So he gave the warning, he gave the order to Khun Yai, don't follow that direction. Stay here and prepare to teach. So after my passing to the other, we have to rely on you to teach the knowledge of Dhammakaya and keep them on the straight and narrow path, in this path only. If you don't teach them, they will be fall victim to the work of the Mara. Okay, this is very deep. This is the order from Luang Pu to Khun Yai. Okay, don't go anywhere, don't rush to die, and prepare to teach. So Khun Yai obeyed Luang Pu. Whatever Luang Pu said, she always listen and follow. And again later on in 1960, the first teacher Khun Yai Thong Suk always she passing because of she has cervical cancer. So she died on the lap of Khun Yai. Okay, if you have time, I recommend you to go to this little detail that Luang Pi did not go to. Okay, what happened before Khun Yai Thong Suk died? Okay, how students treat her teacher in the last moment. So beautiful story, so touching. If someone do something good to you, you should not be forgetting and find way to pay back whatever you can. And that's how Khun Yai pay gratitude back to Khun Yai Thong Suk. Okay. So both teachers die and Khun Yai stay at the main temple in Wat Pak Nam. Okay. She has her own kuti and she start teaching Dhamma. Her way of teaching Dhamma also unique because she has no public speaking skill. She just teach on her own way. Just come and sit. You just keep on sitting. When you have question, you ask. When you experience inner sphere, when you experience inner body, you have question, you ask. That's how she teach. There's no, okay, sabai, relax, take a deep breath, no such thing. And she also helping people. She help people. People come to her and ask for help. Khun Yai had some sort of mental power. Okay, and this is nothing magical. There are many places in the Buddhist text that mention about the mental power. Mental power is a byproduct for those who are intensively practice meditation long enough. It's the byproduct, no magical. So Khun Yai have that ability. People come to her and ask to find a missing person, come to her to ask Khun Yai to pass the merit to the relative who passed away a long time, and come to her to seek for the healing of someone who's not feeling well, have a fatal disease in the family. Those kind of things, people come, okay, and ask for help. So she was there and waiting for someone until she met Mr. Chayabun in 1963, and later become the abbot of Wat Pak Nam. So they met and they learned meditation from each other. So we will talk about his story tomorrow. And they have a place where they teach and learn meditation from each other. It's called Dhammapasit house. It's a small house, but a lot of people come and learn meditation from Khun Yai at this place. Later on, Luang Pu Thanajayo ordained. Okay, and then they start looking for the land to build a temple, which later become Wat Pak Nam. She got the land offered. Okay, this is an interesting point. At that time, Khun Yai only have 3,200 baht in Thai, which is roughly about 80 US dollar. And one of the students asked Khun Yai, how can we build the temple with this much of money? Do you have confidence that it's going to be success? And Khun Yai was smiling and looked back to that student who asked her the question. There were about 11 of them. Khun Yai said, if someone gives you 100 million baht, how many good people can you bring back to me? The people with morality, with faith toward Buddhism, just like you guys. How many people can you build with 100 million baht? There's no guarantee, right? That student answered, I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe not. It's not the money issue. So Khun Yai said, now I have 11 people in front of me. This is worth more than 100 million. So I'm sure it to be success in this project. And that gives everyone confidence. You see how clever she was. Simple question, but how would you answer this kind of question? The construction started in 1970. The project keep on going. And Khun Yai started building the temple when she was 60 years old, okay? Which is usually is considered a retiring age. You should rest, stay home with your grandson. No, but she started building. The hardest work in her life is to build a temple. So at the age of 60, she was very exhausted. And finally, the temple finished, beautiful. The temple was built under the three goals. Okay? The first one, to build a temple to be the real temple. Second one, to train people to be good people, to be virtuous people, and to train monks to be a true monks or the great monk. Three concepts, okay? Three concepts, which I will explain more detail tomorrow. And Khun Yai, was there at the temple, and she was helping the abbot to maintain the temple and give some Dhamma talk and helping people. People come to the temple to pay respect to Khun Yai and ask for help. I was lucky when I was in college. I had a chance to meet Khun Yai several times. Okay, I live far away. I went to school in Chiang Mai University, and every month we would come back. There was a bus that come back to the main temple on every first Sunday of the month. So I had a chance to meet Khun Yai, and had a chance to talk to her. I had a chance to listen to her talk, okay, while receiving on the reception area. So I feel fortunate for that. Her story is amazing, okay, absolutely amazing. Khun Yai give first priority to meditation. meditation is number one priority in your life. No matter what happened on that day, you must meditate. She must meditate. Okay? Meditation is her life. If you have that kind of attitude, I am pretty sure that you will be success in your meditation practice. She highly respects her teacher. This is the condition that gives her success, because she fully submit her life to the teacher, to Khun Yai Thong Suk and to the great abbot Luang Pu Wat Pak Nam. Whatever the teacher said, she followed. No question, no ask. Left is left, right is right, stop is stop. No question, no negotiate whatsoever. So when you're in deep meditation, you have no chance to ask question. When you're at war, you have to fight. You have to follow the order. You don't argue the boss. You just do. And that's kind of attitude. That's what makes her second to none. Always the best. So high respect. There are two things. In Thailand, เคารพ and เชื่อฟัง เคารพ mean respect, เชื่อฟัง mean obey. It go together. But usually people only เคารพ but not เชื่อฟัง. I respect my father, but many times I don't obey his order. Right? You see the picture. But Khun Yai have both quality. She not only respect, she also obey. That's how she success. And she's the person who always clean from inside out. The clothes always clean. Okay? Everything she has always organized. And she also very economic. She said, I was born in the farmer family. I don't have many clothes. So I want to make sure my clothes is clean. I want to make sure that I can use my clothes as long as possible. That's her attitude. She always wear white like this. And she clean every night. She don't leave it overnight. And when it's dry, collect it back right away. Don't just leave it all day hanging underneath the sun. And that's how she trained herself. Amazing woman. When she died, okay, in 2000 at the age of 92, she died peacefully. Okay, and many monks came to her funeral. I have many impressions from Khun Yai's story, and I believe all of us have some impression, have learned something from her story as well. Only two things I want to mention here tonight before we finish. That throughout my life, I have not seen a person like this. Let's say if my father died, which he died a long time ago, I would have no thought of finding him. I did not have a chance to say goodbye to my dad when he died. I was in college in the US, and someone called me, and then my dad died. I cannot come home right away. So I came later. So I didn't have a chance to say goodbye to my father. But I never have this kind of thinking to go find my dad, to say goodbye, to say I'm sorry, to whatever. But I have no thinking like this. But unlike Khun Yai, maybe she is the only one person on earth that have that kind of thinking, that I want to find my deceased father, okay, to say something to him, to say I'm sorry, to say I love you, whatever, because I was not there when he died. But she did her best. Her life come to this far because of this motivation of the love to her father that forced her to leave home and seek for the knowledge so she can find her dad. And it's a plus that she get a chance to know Luang Pu. She get a chance to work with the advanced meditator. She get a chance to learn about the Dhammakaya meditation. So she can not only help her father, she can help many people. And with her knowledge that passed on to Luang Pu Thanajayo, and here we are. Here I am. Here Dhammakaya Temple. Otherwise, there will be none of us sitting here, listen to my talk tonight. And that's because of her. That's the first thing. And the second thing, again, I already mentioned that Khun Yai fully respect her teacher so much. That's, I think, is the key of her success. And I see this quality in Luang Pu Thanajayo as well. One thing Luang Pu Thanajayo said, the reason behind Dhammakaya success is because I respect my teacher. Whatever my teacher tell me to do, I will do without a question. So he trusts Khun Yai with his life. He said one time in his talk, he said, if Khun Yai wants me to go to the cave, with a furious tiger who just have a newborn baby to go get something, and I may get eaten by the tiger, I still willing to go according to that order without a doubt. If she tell me to go, I go. Doesn't matter I die or not. That kind of attitude that he has to his teacher, that kind of attitude that Khun Yai have to her teacher. And that's something I want to pinpoint. If you want to be successful in life, in everything, you need to have faith in your teacher. We can be good by ourselves up to a certain level, but we cannot be great without teacher in different level of life, different level of successful. We cannot be without having good coach, without having good teacher. So it's our job in this lifetime, in fact, in every lifetime that we born, we need to find good teacher. We need to listen to their teaching. And not only that, we need to think, ponder over what we learn from them. And most importantly, we put everything that we learn into practice. That's how we become successful. With that, I would like to finish with this slide. Hope it gives you some, motivation to practice meditation. So we are already in our old age. Don't go thinking you are still young. I have thought of myself as old since my youth, to give myself a sense of urgency in the pursuit of perfection. So every single day that she alive is very meaningful. There's no such thing like people usually say, oh, I have a few hours to kill. There's no such thing. In fact, time is killing you, not you kill time. Time is killing you. There's no such thing. So every single day is very meaningful for us to be in a hurry to train ourselves, to develop ourselves, to advance in our meditation, and to achieve the inner peace, to attain the Dhammakaya, and to fulfill our life mission in this lifetime. So with that, I'm done for tonight. So we'll see you tomorrow.